Want to speak English without studying grammar books all day? You're in the right place. With stories like this, you learn naturally. Your brain picks up real English just like a child learns their first language, through experience, emotion, and adventure. So if you're enjoying this, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and turn on the bell. A new story comes out every single day just for learners like you. Her name was Alina. She had seen the Galata Tower in pictures 100 times. It always looked tall, proud, almost magical. And now she was finally standing in front of it. The stone walls stretched high into the sky. Tourists stood in line, cameras in hand, but Alina had a different plan. She didn't want to take a photo from the bottom. She wanted to climb. Not by elevator. Not today. She wanted to feel every step. She entered the tower, past the crowd, and looked up at the spiral staircase. It circled around the stone, narrow and old. A small sign said it was safe to use the stairs, but it would be tiring. Alina smiled. She wasn't afraid of tired legs. In fact, she liked the feeling of going higher step by step. The first few turns were easy. She walked slowly, her fingers brushing the cold stone wall. The sound of the city below began to fade. She could hear her own breath now, the quiet creak of old wood under her shoes, and the distant voice of a tour guide echoing far behind. Around the fifth turn, something changed. The air became cooler. The lights grew softer. And then it stopped. The lights went out. At first she thought it was just her eyes adjusting. But no, the whole stairwell was dark. No windows. No emergency light. Only silence. She froze for a second. One hand still on the wall, the other reaching for her phone. He pressed the screen. Nothing. No battery again. She remembered using it too much earlier while walking along the Bosphorus. She hadn't noticed the battery dying. A few seconds passed. Or maybe more. Then suddenly there was a sound. Not loud. Just a quiet step. Then another. From above. Someone else was there. She couldn't see anything, but she could feel it. The weight of another presence. Not close, not far. Maybe 2 floors higher. Maybe 1. The steps were slow, careful. Not walking toward her. But not walking away either. Her heart began to beat faster. She thought about calling out, but what would she say? Instead, she focused on her breathing. Then she took 1 step up. The stone felt different now. The dark made everything sharper. She could hear things she hadn't noticed before. The wind outside brushing against the tower, a tiny drop of water falling somewhere above, the soft rumble of a distant car. He kept going. Step by step, hands on the wall, trying to remember how many floors she had left. The tower wasn't endless. She knew that. But in the dark, time felt strange. The stairs seemed longer. The turns sharper. She had no idea if she was near the top or still in the middle. Then she reached a small landing. There was a bench there built into the wall. A resting place, maybe for people who needed to catch their breath. She sat down for a moment. Closed her eyes. Listen. The steps above were gone. Silence again. Another sound. But this time not from above. From below. More footsteps. Slower. Heavier. Alina felt her stomach twist. There was no one else with her when she entered the stairs, was there? She hadn't looked. She didn't check. Now she was between 2 unknown sounds. One above. One below. She stood up. She could stay on the bench, wait for the lights to return, wait for someone official. Or she could move. The top couldn't be far. If she moved fast, she could reach the viewing deck. She chose to move. This time she didn't count steps. She didn't look for breaks or doors. He climbed fast. Her legs started to burn. Her breath became louder. The stone walls felt closer. The air thinner. But then finally light. Not from the tower. From the outside. A small wooden door stood in front of her. Its edges glowed from daylight coming through the cracks. She pushed it open. The wind hit her first. Cold and sudden. But beautiful. She stepped out onto the balcony. Istanbul lay below her like a living painting. The mosques, the boats, the blue of the water, the golden roofs. All of it open and endless. She took a deep breath. He had made it. No one else was there. Just the wind, the view, and the sound of distant traffic. She didn't know who had been above her. She didn't know who had been below. Maybe she imagined it. Maybe not. But one thing was clear. Fear had walked beside her, but courage had brought her to the top. She stayed on the balcony for a long time. The wind played with her hair. A seagull flew past. The city moved on below her, full of life and stories. She smiled to herself. Climbing a tower was never just about the view. Sometimes, it was about the quiet fight inside you, the one no one sees. And she had won that fight. You just learned English without even noticing it. You followed a story in past tense with emotions, location descriptions, and advanced sentence structures, without having to memorize anything. That's the beauty of learning with stories. It's real fun and it sticks. So if you enjoyed this little adventure, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new story. We post one every day to help you grow your English step by step. And now tell us in the comments. Have you ever faced something that scared you but you kept going anyway? We'd love to hear your story. See you in the next video.